When people first start investing, most of the attention goes toward what to buy: stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, and UITs. But before any investment comes into the picture, there's another layer that has a major impact on the outcome: the type of account the investment sits inside of. One thing before we jump in: I'm Blake Wiswell, and what you're seeing is an AI avatar of me. Beyond the Ticker runs on real expertise delivered in a modern way. Now let's get into it. At a basic level, retirement accounts are really just tax structures. They're legal frameworks designed to encourage long-term investing by changing how and when your money gets taxed. Broadly speaking, retirement accounts like IRAs and 401ks are considered qualified accounts. That means they receive specific tax treatment in exchange for following specific rules around money going in and money going out. A normal brokerage account is generally considered a non-qualified account. Think of this as a normal bank account. There are usually no special tax advantages tied to the account itself, but there are also fewer restrictions on how and when you use the money. The same way you pay taxes on the small interest earned in a checking or savings account, you will be taxed on the investment earnings in a brokerage account. The difference is that instead of holding cash and earning savings interest, a brokerage account is designed to hold investments. And that brings us to Roth IRAs and traditional IRAs. At a high level, both accounts are designed to help people invest for retirement, but they handle taxes with a major but small tweak. With a traditional IRA, contributions are generally made with pre-tax dollars. Depending on your income and situation, you may receive a tax deduction when the contribution is made. But later, when money is withdrawn, those distributions are typically taxed as ordinary income. With a Roth IRA, contributions are made with after-tax dollars. There's usually no deduction up front, but qualified withdrawals later in retirement are generally tax-free. That's the core difference.
Traditional IRA equals tax later, Roth IRA equals tax now. And that's why this decision is really a question of timing, not which account is better, but when would I rather deal with taxes. Now, I want to point out the rules that have to be followed over time for these accounts that may affect your decision on which to pursue. Traditional IRAs eventually require RMDs later in life. RMD stands for Required Minimum Distribution, meaning the government forces taxable withdrawals from the account whether the money is needed or not. Roth IRAs do not have required minimum distributions during the owner's lifetime, which creates more flexibility around distributions. We'll go deeper into this concept in a later video. Roth IRAs also have what's called a 5-year rule. In simple terms, earnings generally need to remain inside the account for at least 5 years before they can be withdrawn tax-free. Both accounts also come with annual contribution limits set by the IRS, and Roth IRAs have income limits that can affect whether someone is eligible to contribute directly. And outside of IRAs, retirement plans like 401ks also offer both traditional and Roth contribution options. So these same tax concepts extend beyond IRAs themselves. And that brings us back to the bigger picture. The investment itself is only part of the equation. The account structure changes how the investment is taxed over time, and that can materially affect the outcome. The same investment held inside a Roth IRA versus a traditional IRA can lead to very different long-term results simply because of how the account is structured. And once you understand that, retirement accounts start to feel less like products and more like planning tools. In the next video, we'll build on this by talking about Roth conversions and how money can move between these accounts structures over time. Knowledge is the one investment that never loses value, and that's exactly what Beyond the Ticker is built on. If you got something out of this, like the video, subscribe, and pass it along to someone who would appreciate it. Every share helps us reach more people, and we're grateful for every single one. See you next time.